What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Pirate Eddie here. This is Saucey. How you doing, Saucey?
I'm fantastic.
Oh, that's
today.
Saucey's missus as well in the background.
Yeah, right.
Or mum. One of the two.
Mumsy, dinner's ready. I'll wrap this up. Thanks, boys. That was good.
He's out.
Until next week.
He's out already.
Of course that will happen. We've been prepping this for the last hour and a half.
Pretty much, and then we're gonna get ready to get going, and then
Classic.
get pulled away. What do you want to do? You want to go eat dinner?
Mate, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's look at some highlights of the games.
Alright, so let's do this. What we're going to do is the whole idea of the recap that we're putting together is pretty much to go over the highlights from the weekends and other stuff happening around and what's happening inside the comp and outside the comp, and kind of get a little bit more involved with everyone. So that's kind of the plan. Kind of talk some shit, you know what I mean?
We'll wing it and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There's no script. There's no preparation besides the settings and editing of our lovely desk that Pyro's made for us.
Yeah, this is the perfect desk.
This is what all the prep has gone into our desk.
That's pretty much. This is the whole hour. I've been out the back soaring and making stuff on the balcony just to take a photo of this desk, and I was like, you know what? That's gonna be it. That's a winner.
That's it. That'll propel us to thousands and thousands of viewers. I'm surprised we don't have them already. I'm sure they'll be coming.
Mate, I think they're just at dinner as well. And they're going to be coming anytime soon.
It's prime time.
That's right. Prime time for watching the recap. I think that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the recap show.
I like it.
Very original.
Straight to the point. Easy to remember.
Well, that's right. That's right. Now, some highlights that kind of we picked out, like we're going through. They're not real long, obviously. There's only a couple there that I was able to sift through today. But if we pop on over and have a look at it, I'm going to transition us to it. Ooh, pardon me. I'm going to transition us to this screen. Now, I'll bring this one up. Now, this is the team kill bomb defuse. If it's going to play for us.
Bear with us, folks. We're still working out the kinks.
Oh, it's not even. Oh, it doesn't like it. Saucy, it doesn't like it.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
So soon.
12 minutes in.
Oh, there we go. It just didn't like studio mode. So what you're watching now is it was Swamp Simpletons versus ANZ Modern Warfare.
King K.
ANZ was.
I want to defeat the bomb.
Managed to kill everyone off, and
I want the glory of the bomb defusal.
And attempted to start defusing when King K had decided, no, I want to make the defuse. You can eat my bullet, and I'm gonna win this for the team.
It troubles me to wonder what's going on with the dynamic in that team. You know, Rusty's clearly done all the work and got the job done there, and King K's has had another thought. He's not having a bar of it.
Yeah, exactly. He's not sharing around, is he? Really?
No, he's come in. He's swapped up some points there for his personal gain there, but he wants to filter it out and make sure he's a valid member of his team, as just as the rest of them. But,
taking the glory.
Rusty had enough points, I think, in his bank so far. So King K's just bagged a few for himself as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Rusty killed the whole team basically, I think, from that round. And K's like, give me some.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He wanted that end glory, and then he also wanted it to finish everyone off, just to make them watch him kill his own teammate. I think that was the goal there, pretty much.
I think King K was kill hungry. He didn't get enough blood in that round, so he was turned on his teammates as well.
Yeah, that's right. Now, it just makes it think like you'd have to know everyone on your team pretty well. to be able to do that. You know, they must be mates for quite some time because that's a pretty dog thing.
There's some characteristics in certain players that you can expect that kind of behaviour. I know there is some in my team as well. There we have some of those type of players that would do that kind of thing. So I'm not going to name names, but you know, they know who they are. But
Goat.
Goat. More, Cullum. He's an absolute pest.
Oh,
So you got to watch out for him. But you know, in saying that, obviously there is, as you said, a good relationship and bond between all the players. So I'm sure they will. He'll get his revenge at some point there, Rusty.
Oh, 100%. Now the next
doesn't cost him a round or a game in future.
Oh, there's a clip that clearly shows that. Actually, well, it wasn't long enough to clip, and I kind of wish we had it for a clip because it was amazing. Like, I was doing the spectator cam for the weekend, and I was focused on one of the players, and it just happened to be the wrong player at the wrong time. Because Prince was spectating one of the other players that it was Dabs. He was spectating Dabs for Team Titan, and Dabs has thrown an nade, Semtex, and somehow managed to get it close enough to Rezik, and blew him up. Team killed him. Like, unbelievable.
Unlucky.
Well, that's right, and I'm pretty sure that cost them the round as well. Like, you started the round with already 4 players, you're already down, and yeah, it was hilarious, and a bit of a take back, because surely if you're on their team at that point, you're like, oh, come on, man, what the fuck is that shit?
What are the chances too of throwing a nade toward the enemy team, but having your teammate in a forward position to catch the bad side of that nade?
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. This next clip is just as good. This is by your man, your boy Saucey here. It was pretty much across.
Have I just jinxed Infinity as well? I have.
To win.
That's my bad, boys.
The round. Which is beautiful.
Oh, what the?
At that quick glance, you're not too sure. When I was watching it and spectating it, I wasn't too sure what happened because I was like, who dropped the nade? And then this kill cam comes in.
Kill is the final kill cam.
It was more. I was surprised when it came up. I was surprised. I was happy. It was lucky, but I was flanking around to come around on the last player. I think we had 2, or we might have 3 of us, 3-1 at that point. And I saw on the map that we had one of our teammates die, and I saw the crossbone skull where he was. So I knew roughly where the enemy was shooting from, and it was more the timing of if the nade would get there and kill him before he'd move from that area. I was just lucky enough that he was still there and I caught him. I doubt he was full health as well, so that also helped just kind of finishing him off. So yeah, I was happy for that one.
Yeah, because you can kind of see it a little bit before it cuts out. Is they both get into a bit of an exchange, and then that nade really comes over and centers it off. If that nade wasn't there, it would have been a little bit more difficult because I think it was just a 2v1 at that point. So then it would have, I believe so. I'm not 100% sure. But it would have been harder then because it would have been a 1v1 situation.
Yeah.
It was just perfect.
The nerves would have brought me undone there, so I'm happy that hit.
Yeah, 100%.
It definitely worked because I yelled Kobe with mid-shot. That probably had something to do with getting that affects. It adds it up by 20% your chance to kill if you say that.
Oh, I thought it was like 80%.
No, yeah, it's down to 20 now. Everyone's doing it these days. It's plummeted as far as
the luck has gone out of it.
Yeah,
the luck has gone out of it. That's no good. Now this next clip is from one of the team members out of Professional Feeders, Dr. Bod. He was beautifully executed kind of thing. We'll chuck it up. We'll give it a watch. Now, that's a 2v1.
At the bod picked up Yippee, it's a 2v1 still.
And it's not looking good for him whatsoever.
Not bad, cool.
And he was able to come through.
Got the bod on the dub kill. Refused to go down. Redkey, real sneaky in the grass here. I think he's just going to stealth this one out.
Boys as well.
Looking
win
for
the round.
Win the bod, giving away his position.
Redkey
sees him, taking shots at him.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Unbelievable. My camera driving is very poor.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on there?
Very poor. Dropping the bar there. That container looked really good.
It's got all angles of the container.
That's right. There was a fly there you didn't actually see, and there was a bee next to it. I just wanted to make sure no one's going to get stung by that bee.
The surface rust on that blue container is going to need some looking at.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what I was inspecting. Because, who knows when you need to call in the guys to come do some maintenance on that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
But he got the job done in the opening exchanges.
That's right.
A good start.
That's right. Like I look, Battlefield. Oh, sorry, Battlefield. Get out of here. Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, and I can't remember if that Modern Warfare had it, but early days of Black Ops had theater mode.
Yes.
And theater mode would be amazing because you'd be able to go back and rewatch all these and get these highlight clips proper done, where they're an actual highlight. You get to see them from all different angles, kind of thing.
I'm surprised it's not more prevalent these days, considering how big streaming's gotten as time's gone on. Now, especially these days with all the streamers on Twitch and all the other various platforms, but surprisingly, not so much at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. With all the content creators out there now, and especially now the way that the world is, the market now has been flooded even more. It's quite surprising that they haven't brought a theater mode in one of these massive updates they do because. Again, like today's season 5 comes out. It's already out.
Downloading as we speak.
Yeah, pretty much. Been downloading it since 4 o'clock. It's
not a small update, is it?
No, it's 56 something gig or 54 something gig for the PC. The Xbox is less, and then the PlayStation is even less again. So, lucky PlayStation players, but.
My friends, they can get their jump on Sony and Xbox and pre-install it.
Yeah, yeah.
They still have to obviously install from 4 p.m. today to get it all done, but they can kind of halve the time by doing a bit yesterday, which is probably good. The PC's not really capped as far as software and speed, so we have to start from scratch.
Yeah, that's fucking
today.
Bullshit, though. It's bullshit.
What it is. Man, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, so am I. One of the massive things that hasn't been discussed in their release notes, but I'm hoping they've slid it in there, is private matches for Warzone. Because we've talked about this a little bit behind the scenes and that, but it's something that we want to do. I want to take the competition next season into BR again, like we did for our first season, but it would be a lot easier to do as private matches, kind of like using, in a way, how the Codcaster works, being able to switch between different players. Because last season, in the first season, everyone had to stream, and then from there, I would then stream everyone's their streams into one stream, which then would go out to everyone else's streams, which is a crazy heavy on the performance, and also, it
also makes it hard for people on PlayStation and Xbox.
Yes, yes, that's right. Because then it comes through on to hey, Sonny Mac. It's hard because exactly that reason. Some people don't have the internet capability to play and stream at the same, or the PC hardware to be able to do the same thing and have a crisp stream, but also have a clean gameplay, because that can that's a massive thing that can impact you, especially when you're going to go pay to come into a competition. You don't want to have any disadvantages straight off the bat just because you have a cheaper computer to someone else, and their setup can run the streaming where someone else's might not be able to. So it's just hard. It's hard, but hopefully, yeah, like I said, hopefully they have snuck in the private matches in there. Because that would be beautiful. I am so looking forward to it. That'll be like the first thing I check.
There's been words. There's been talks that it's coming and it's going to be something that's involved, but I haven't read it that it's in the patch notes as of yet. But we'll fingers crossed. Maybe it might come out in a few weeks as a mid-season update, if not now.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so. What are we hinging on? We've got people walking around in the background and shit.
Dynamic background.
That's it. Walking around all the time.
We'll see how we go. We'll run through the patch notes at a later point too of what's getting installed. The changes coming up for Season 5. Obviously impacts multiplayer as well as Warzone. So.
Yeah, that's right.
What else you got for us?
You know what? We got lots of things, but we got some things. We got nothing, and then something. It's all over the show.
Is that our highlights?
That's our highlights. Yeah, they're all our highlights at the moment. There was a couple in, I think, our skirmish, the free skirmish, that haven't put onto them yet. I haven't got around to it. There was something happened on those. The execution. There was a gangster execution in the skirmish match. That was beautiful. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. Last week.
Oh, mate. They've dropped out. Yeah. He's dropped out of the blue containers there. And then another player happened to be underneath him, and he was able to turn around and just get the execution on him. Knifed it. Oh, beautiful. And won the round by the execution as well.
Oh, perfect. So you said twice.
Yeah, it was gangster, man. It was actually gangster.
Yeah, pull an execution off in skirmish or competition circumstances is a ballsy play. I like it.
Oh, this is amazing. I kind of hope, there's only 2 weeks left in the comp, and I hope we do actually see another legit execution in there. It's going to be one of those hype moments kind of thing, because listening back to the actual execution itself in replay, myself and Prince kind of just lose it at that point.
Getting the execution is one thing, but as you said, getting it in for the final kill for the round is a whole nother level of just fire.
Yeah, that's right. Just pure awesomeness.
I'll have to give the boys a team talk and switch up our strategy.
That's in the back. All right, well, it's executions, nothing else. Yeah, knives, pistols, executions.
Sprint, stun, and execute.
That's it. Everyone's gillied up. Gonna hide in the corners, and we're gonna execute everyone.
I've just divulged our team tactics live.
That's right. You've heard it first. Swap Senators, team tactics. Execute everyone.
Now change everything. Or have I used that to throw them off, or that's actually what we're going to do?
Oh, maybe. Hey.
Leave those mysteries. What's going to happen?
That's right. Maybe big head. I need to sit back a little bit. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is, so far, the one team that between our skirmish and game 1, that have kind of stood out from the crowd, I suppose, as much as you can, is Rush Gaming.
Yep.
Rush Gaming. They
top of the scoreboard, I think, at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. We'll flick over to that scoreboard. They are at the top at the moment. So when the scoreboard concerned, it's Rush Gaming sitting in first on 80 points. Professional Feed is sitting at 80 points. Hey, Sonny Mac, thank you for the follow. ANZ Modern Warfare sitting at 80 points as well. So there's a tie for first. And then your team is sitting on 75 in fourth there.
Yep.
Bot Central sitting in fifth at 40. Titan at 35. And Extended in last there on 30 points. Now, it's early. That's after week 1.
Yeah, it's early. You're right.
And the dynamic will change quite a bit because going into the next 2 weekends, the game modes are a little bit different, so the scoring isn't as big. Now, help me if you can, but domination is a one round thing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no switching of sides. It's just you get your 250 points, and then that's done. 200?
Yeah, I think it's 200.
And
I'm not wrong with that.
Then it's done. Then that's thank you for coming, and then you'll have another game. So everyone gets to play 2 games, and there'll be 2 teams that play 3 games. But yeah, that's 10 points. So you can only get 10 points on that day, or 20 points on that day. So you need to make sure that you win both your games, so you're maximizing your chance on your points, kind of thing.
Yep.
Whereas like where Search and Destroy, they were shorter games, but you were able to accumulate more points because you had 5 points for rounds, winning the rounds, and you have 10 points for winning the actual game itself. So, you know, if you look at Bot Central's score is 40 points, it just means they successfully won one of their games.
Yep.
Were 10 points, and then they were able to basically won a total of six matches or 6 rounds. And win one. And win that game, sorry. So, you know, yes, on the weekend, the most that a team could have won that did play 3 times was 120 points. So that's where you see the teams there sitting in that place. So it's interesting that they've come out strong already, but I think the game will be harder to maximize. The points are really gonna have to count, kind of thing. Because if they don't do any good this weekend, it's going to be even harder to catch up the weekend after.
So, a question for you. For this weekend's game and going into domination, are you going to have a point system based on the scores that the 2 teams finish on, or is it just the win and the loss?
The win and the loss at this point.
Right. So if you lost 200 to 50, there's no difference between losing 200 to 199.
No, it's just 10 points for taking away with a win.
Yep.
And 0 points for taking away with a loss.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's going to come down to brass tactics. Again, those game modes are very different to what Search and Destroy is, so there will be a little bit more less cautiousness because it'll be more or less dominating those zones, kind of thing.
A lot more running, gunning, holding off certain areas, locking down flags, and capturing zones. Yeah, you're right, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Because there's no penalty for being killed. You know, there's no I'm dead and I'm out now. It's just a quick respawn, get the job done, and hold out those zones for as long as you can. So it's going to be interesting to see people's different team strategies evolve for the different games, kind of thing.
Spawn tactics will come into it this game. Obviously, most teams will be trying to. I presume every team will be trying to spawn trap, the other team and make sure they have an idea of where they are at all times. There's obviously no UAV, so it's going to come down to team communication and knowing roughly where the other team's spawning and trying to lock down that area and racking up as many points as you can. So that will be interesting to see how they trying not to get too greedy and pushing in a little bit too far. Because if you do that, you'll flip the spawn and it's anyone's game.
Yeah, that's right, and that's I was going to say as well. Is exactly on that point. You don't want to be in an advantage spot and then accidentally flip the spawns and now everyone's behind you, kind of thing.
Back in it. very quickly. So they
Yeah.
can push back and the glove can be on the other foot.
Yeah, that's right. And like so that's going to be interesting, because the map so far it hasn't been fully locked in, but so far it's going to be Hackney Yard. So it'll be interesting to see how people manipulate the spawns kind of thing to that chosen team kind of thing, because maybe one team plays better from one end than
100%.
what they do at the other end.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see how that kind of works, and if there's going to be trying to constant flips because they're trying to secure and cement that position that works best for them, kind of thing.
100%. It'll be. I'm excited, man. I don't know which way it's going to go. It's a completely different. It's like starting a whole other comp. The statistics that you have with search and destroy pretty much go out the window when you take it to domination. As you said before, there's no punishment for deaths. You're not restricted to a minute and a half to plant the bomb before the round ends. You've got the full 200 points. You've got unlimited spawns. It comes down to quick trigger fingers and positioning yourself and locking down the areas that you want and maintaining that throughout the whole game. It's more of a longer. You need to be on top of your game for a longer stint instead of having those intermissions, breaks between rounds, resetting, re-strategizing. It's constantly on from as soon as the game starts till it ends. It's potential mayhem.
Yeah, that's right. I'm excited for it, mate. It's gonna be amazing to be able to sit back and watch. I think me and Prince, I think we're going to struggle trying to keep up with the action in a way. I think there's going to be a lot more free cam with the Codcaster, which will be interesting to try and keep along and keep track of, kind of thing. There's probably going to be a lot more staring at containers, honestly.
Or epic close-ups of the containers.
Yeah, that's right. Just checking them for maintenance, that's all.
Yeah, perfect. We put in a little request for Infinity Ward if you see any blemishes or some bad rendering they can fix.
Yeah, that's right. And then while they're doing that, to bring back theater mode and fucking private matches for BR, that's it's not too much, just a little bit. Just do that things, and then we'll be okay.
You'd have to think the Codcaster is the answer to the theater mode for Treyarch. I guess this is their kind of idea of it. Obviously, not as good as, I think we're both in agreement. It's not as good as the theater mode from Black Ops days, but maybe they can improve it. But yeah, I think this is kind of their idea of what it should be. But it's strange to think that they go that angle in these times. But yeah, anyway,
yeah, definitely right.
They've obviously got their other bigger priorities, like putting a moving train in Warzone.
Oh, mate, did you see the trailer?
I have. There wasn't. Yeah, it's They show little snippets of everything. I prefer to not try and get psyched on trailers because I've found to be disappointed a lot of times or not be what trailers are made out to be. So I'll wait till I jump in and kind of experience it before I kind of get too hyped or shut it down or give my 2 cents on the matter. But a moving train that kind of transports you around the map as well as give you loot boxes. It's an interesting dynamic. It could work, it could fail miserably. We'll have to see. I think it'll also come down to where the zone closes and how, if that brings the train out of contention or brings it into contention. I believe it's just the southern part of the map is where the train's kind of stationed, or that's where its rotation is. I might not be correct on that. But yeah, obviously it's going to come out of contention as the game goes on. So it'll be interesting to see how people utilize it, or some might just disregard it, jump on it at the very start of the game, get the loot boxes, let it travel them around to where they want to be. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
Mate, it looks interesting as hell. Like, I never actually thought about it like that, to where people are gonna like ride it out to the end kind of thing. Like, but
tactics,
it's gonna be one of those things. Like, especially like depends on the respawn time for loot, the loot containers on it.
Do they respawn on the train? Do they?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. If there is a respawn timer on the loot, that would be like obviously fucking OP as shit, because you get someone camping on there.
I'm not sure. Does it continuously go too, or does it stop at a station or particular towns or settlements? Does it stop for a minute, or does it just keep rolling? Like, is it indestructible? Can it be derailed? I doubt it. I think if it could be.
That would be. Could you imagine derailing the fucking train?
That'd be pretty sick. But I'm presuming if you park a Jeep or a truck or something on the train track, which inevitably people are going to do, it's one of the first things I'll be trying. I think it'll just get demolished by the train, like GTA.
Yeah, yep, get blown up instantly. It could. Oh, it's gonna be interesting to see how people play it out. The other thing that I was looking forward to in the BR, the Warzone, is you see the stadium's opened up.
I have, yes, I have. It's a long time coming. There's been talk about it for a long time that it's going to happen. I thought the last major patch, I think mid-season 4, there was rumors it was opening up.
Yep.
Infinity Ward obviously like to drop those little photos, little teasers of shots with the window open at the back of the stadium, and then the internet just loses their mind. But it wasn't meant to be then. However, this time we have had confirmation, and we've got all the photos and videos of it all being dropped in. So again, that's another dynamic.
How gangster is it? Like
it's good, man. It was a waste of space before. I felt, it's just if you were running from the gas and you had to fully leg it around the whole stadium, it wasn't a fun time. I'm hoping now you can go straight through it and out the other side, and not be stuck in a tricky situation as you were before. But it was a bit of a waste I found before, so I'm pretty stoked that they've opened it up.
Yeah, I'm fucking pretty excited for it, and I don't know if you got a glimpse of the insides and that, but by the looks of it, they've set it up for the CDL, kind of like a CDL arena as well. It's set up like they're hosting the CDLs, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's clever how they've done it. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think there's a few areas in the stadium too around the perimeter underneath where there's obviously the spots for loot and other hallways and rooms as well. It's not just the middle grass section and the seats. You can explore it a little bit from what I've heard and seen. Obviously, I haven't dropped in yet. I'm still doing the update, but it should be. It's a good addition, I believe. At the map, it needed it. It was a bit of an eyesore before, but I think now it'll be. It's pretty complete. They've done well in as far as the whole Warzone experience of the 5 seasons and the changes, the inclusions they've brought in. I think they've done pretty well to keep it fresh.
Yeah, that's right.
Goat
is tuning in, hey mate. He says it will be quick games now with everyone jumping into the stadium at the start. It's going to be the new hotspot, eh?
It's the nostalgia of it opening up. Yeah, absolutely. For the next couple of weeks at least, it's like the Superstore became a bit of one of the favourites where a lot of people went for. Goat's 100% correct. I think everyone's going to want to go check it out. That and the train. The train will be overpopulated for a while.
100%. But the only problem with them though is that I just hope Activision have got their shit together. Decided to lean out some of these hackers because the videos are getting more predominant and more and more of just blatant hacking.
Season 2 was absolutely atrocious. They brought in all that anti-cheating stuff before the end of Season 2, and Season 3 was very smooth sailing. I hardly came across any of them. They seemed like most of them were phased out. So Season 3 was pretty good. However, Season 4, you're right, they've trickled back into it more and more. And it's, as you said, it's becoming more and more predominant. So yeah, I'm in agreement there. I'm hoping they ramp up with the hacking because it could potentially ruin Season 5 if it gets out of hand, like Corona.
Yeah, well, that's right. Keep them across that side of the border, and we'll be fine.
The Corona COD, it's spreading.
It's the truth, though, eh? Like, it's just I don't see no point. There's no real gain in it. Like. No real game.
Yeah, I don't understand. You have to probably have a chat with a hacker to understand why they do it. It's not something that I'd enjoy doing. It'd just be boring, man. Like, I think they might do it to hear the mic rage when they kill someone. Maybe that's satisfactory to them.
I think they're just very sad individuals.
Oh, mate, they're scum of the earth. Absolutely.
Like, I think that's their whole maybe point behind it is just sad individuals that have to get off on something and they're choosing other people's misery kind of thing.
Oh, horrible people.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't like them at all.
it's just wrecks the game. It's not a nice thing to do to other people.
At least Activision made an attempt at the end of Season 2 and actually cleaned it up pretty well. Because, it kind of steered me away from Warzone for a little bit. Not saying that multiplayer is completely bulletproof as far as hackers are concerned. I have come across a few. But in comparison to Warzone, not even close.
Yeah,
as
that's
far
right.
as hackers are aware. But, it is getting a little bit more full on now, and maybe it's getting to a point where Activision need to step it up again. But we'll have to wait and see. It's not as bad as it was at the peak of end of season 2, but yeah, it's definitely trickling in.
Yeah, that's right. Goat's just saying that they do it for the reaction, and if you can cheat, people will, and that's 100% true. Like 100%. It's annoying that that's what some people find joy in that, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's very low kind of thing to do.
Yeah, it's strange. I guess that's a kind of a blessing and a curse for that death cam or the death voice thing that comes through for the split second. It is very enjoyable to drop someone and hear them rage out of frustration that they got killed. It is pretty satisfying, especially if you pull something off that's pretty hectic. But on the flip side, you do get people that pay for hacks to hear people rage, when you're beating them unfairly, which is a shame. But yeah, kind of a blessing and a curse, that addition to the game. I personally think it's pretty cool and love it. But that's the kind of the flip side of the coin that comes with it.
Yeah, that's right. Oh mate, it makes my day just playing in normal, what do you call it, Modern Warfare. Just multiplayer is fucking hilarious.
Gives you a giggle.
Yeah, oh mate.
I've actually said to myself a few times when I've been killed, I'm like, oh shit, I've just given someone a good laugh there because I've raged myself and I've just fed this guy an absolute chuckle to him, and he's gonna be loving it because I've just lost my shit due to my incompetence.
Yeah.
But on the same token, I've got a friend who plays Warzone a lot, and he's kind of running the strategy now of running riot shields with the Kali sticks.
Yep.
And that at the moment is just fucking ridiculous. It's just a 2-hit kill, like a 2-hit and they're downed, and that's full armor. So him and his boys will kind of late game get in houses and just wait for a team or someone to come in, and then just absolutely just beat them senseless, and they can't even, they're dead so quick they can't even react. It's not cheating, but it's damn near close. Our friendship hasn't been the same since he told me his strategy. It's absolutely disgusting, but I can see the appeal to it because he showed me some clips of him doing it, and the mic reactions he's getting of people, 90% of his disbelief. They're just saying, "What the fuck just happened? What was that?" Everyone's playing the game their own way in different ways. It's interesting to see what works for some people, but a riot shield and those Kali sticks, if you're going into a room and you come face to face with that, it's not good times.
Not good time. Because I was watching some videos, they were using that exact class, but he was executing people, and he was going on about in the video that they couldn't cancel the execution with that fucking class, so they were just stuck in the they were just stuck in the execution. There was no way for them to back out of it at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that's all his clip was, is just going around and sneaking around and fucking people up with these Kali sticks.
If you get the execution off, you can't be killed during it. Is that what you mean?
No, meaning because can you not cancel someone else's execution on you?
Yeah, if someone's getting executed, and your teammate's getting executed for an example, and you shoot the guy executing your teammate, it can stop it and cancel out and kill that dude. You have to kill that guy before he can get the execution off. But actually pulling out of an execution yourself when you're doing it, I'm not sure if you can do that. I've never done it.
Yeah, okay.
I've had no reason to. Granted, I've had no reason to, but I'm not sure if you can switch your weapons and pull out of the execution like you would with a reload.
What about the person being executed? Can they pull out of it?
No, they're getting executed. They just got to watch the animation and try.
That's golden.
Yeah, man. If you're getting executed, you just have to sit and watch.
pucker up, boy. You're going to get fucked.
Yeah, it's heavy. But that's it's hard to do the execution. Or Grant, you have to be behind them. You have to hold the execution button for half a second to get it off.
Yep.
And that doesn't happen every game. Like, as far as shooting someone and getting able to sneak up behind them and get him in a vulnerable position, the reward is like they can't break it. They have to cop it, and it's an animation varying on the operator. It depends on how his execution is performed.
Yep.
But be broken. It's just something they have to fucking cop and watch in third person, so they get all angles of savageness.
This would be the most satisfying thing.
It
honestly.
is good to get one, man. Which just leads me back to, as you said, if you get an execution at the end of a round in search, you get to see it. The player gets to see it who you do it to, and then the whole lobby get to enjoy it together as one big happy family.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of harsh words and exchange back and forth 90% of the time with those. It's good fun.
Yeah, that's right. Now, was it your team that? No, I think it was two different teams on the weekend. There was some beef being shed in the Discord and
I heard about the beef.
And the chat.
I heard about the beef. I was warming up for our games though, so I wasn't really following along. But I heard there was some bit of back and forth. Some unsavory attachments being used or something. I can't remember what it was about.
Well, I don't know how true it is. There was apparently someone using the Merc scope.
Right.
And
that's a classified attachment?
Yeah, obviously? That's correct. It's one of the thermal scopes. Right. And they, by the definition of CDL rules, they're not allowed. But when this update finishes, hopefully they might have brought out some updates to the CDL rules, because in-game they're not up to date as what the actual online rules are. They're a little bit behind.
So you can still use these attachments in-game, but online are banned.
Yes, I think so. I think the thermals are already blocked. Like I said, I have to have a look into it.
Yep.
Because that's what I believe started it. Which got some people testy.
Man, in my opinion, that's fair enough. If we're all agreeing to play by a certain rule set and not use attachments and weapons, I think it should be across the board that everyone does
100%
the same attachments. If I used the thermal grip, I'd be worse. Or the thermal scope, I'd be worse. I'm not very good with them. I don't like them, but that's just for some other people. They might be better with it. And at the end of the day, we're all playing with the same attachments and the same weapons that we can choose from, so it's an even playing field.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is like you don't see much variation in the weapon classes. Do you know what I mean? It's either the M4 or the MP5, and I believe it was you running the Scar.
No, it would have been Cullum running the Scar. I ran the Kilo.
Okay.
I ran the Kilo. I was in the Sniper. I don't know, man. I just kind of take satisfaction out of using kind of out of meta guns.
Yep.
There's Cullum, who's in the team back in MW2 days. I saw him go on an absolute tear with a WA2000. And in those days, the intervention was a single bolt sniper that everybody used. 90% of lobbies had him and used it. And then I think we were playing a Search and Destroy, and he towed 5 or 6 of them with a WA2000, which is a 2-shot kill or a 1 from the neck up. And what do you say to that when you lose to someone that has a skill of that height to beat you with a gun that no one else uses? It's pretty cool to watch. And from that point on, I've never used meta guns. I take satisfaction out of using stuff that other people don't use.
Yep.
That's putting myself at a disadvantage. And then that's I guess so be it. I do dabble with the meta guns here and there, but I'm not very good with them. I haven't given them a long enough crack to get the hang of them. But I've picked them up before off bodies, and they are. There's a reason why everyone uses them. They're very strong, very strong.
That MP5 I'm currently working through at the moment is ridiculous. Well, also because I play, I'm a bitch and I play hardcore, but like, it's fucking ridiculous. It mows cunts, but like everything, most people in in hardcore.
I don't know why. Like, I can't say the appeal behind hardcore at the moment, just because it phases a lot of guns out. Like, there's no point using marksman rifles at all in that. Because the whole if you can use a FOW, which is an assault rifle, and get a one-hit kill, why would you use a marksman rifle? Like, there's no real point. I just don't. It phases out. I think SMGs, like, they're obviously good for close quarters, but if assault rifle can drop you just as quick than an SMG, then why? I don't know. I think it shrinks the field of what you can and can't use for hardcore, just because the damage has dropped so much. It takes a lot less.
Yeah.
Kind of cuts out those guns that are harder to use, but they do a heavier damage output. There's no point using them anymore because the damage has been reducted so far across the board for body and hits. You may as well just use something that has a better accuracy range and do just as much damage as you would have if you stay with the harder to use weapons but did more damage.
Yeah, that's right. Because a lot of the time, well, my classes I run are basically all SMGs. Majority of the time with the hardcore, because they have a faster fire rate than what your normal ARs use, and typically what people in hardcore use are the LMGs, which is gross, just plain gross. The SMGs and shotguns. Shotguns are everywhere, and that's even more gross. Like, I joined a game.
With it.
Yeah, that's right. And like, it's so dumb. The other day, playing on shipment, joined a game with one of my mates, my buddies, and it was a kid. He must have just been like a literal kid, because there was no. As soon as he was alive, he'd hold in the trigger or the click, and he was just shooting the whole time. There was no stopping to not shoot. He was just full trigger the whole time, running around full trigger. And it's like the whole thing you heard the entire game was just, and then he'd die, and then the whole time. It's just like, bruh, like, are you gonna take it off yet or not?
I get there's pros and cons to the hardcore as well. Obviously, it is kind of more intense as far as removing the HUD and relying on your sensors and team communication for kills. Kind of brings it a lot closer to Rainbow Six Siege if anyone's played that. But it's for me personally, it just kind of brings it down the field of what you can do and your options to be somewhat viable.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it makes it. I always find it easy through that game mode to get your skins and that. Get skins because you get kills a lot more. Like, before I started getting all this stuff ready, we were playing, and shipment, I walked away, my best ever, I walked away with just under a 5 KD, and it was 100 to 23.
You went 100 to 23?
Yeah. Best ever game I've ever played.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I walked away. I was like, I'm pretty confident with that. Got it. I think, I got one chopper gunner and a plethora of fucking wheelies, and the mate, because it kicked us out just after that for the update, and the mate's mic cut off on that as well because he was like, "What?" kind of thing. I was stoked.
I've been chasing that 100 on shipment. I don't think I've got it. Or maybe I've got it. No, I think I've got it. Kieran's got like 140. I want to hunt down his record.
That's gross.
It's nuts. Yeah.
What running what though? Like,
MP7.
MP7. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly plug in my charger because it's about to die on me.
Go for it. Welcome, guys. How's it all going? We're just in speaking some shit at the moment. Some catch up on some different things. Just for everyone that's just tuned in. How you all doing?
Going over the highlights of the weekend. But yeah, as I said, I think it was an MP7, and he's got his like a cluster strike to help him with it. Area maybe. Guess what
That's
gets as they go off. It's
that's
still
just
nuts, man,
amazing.
regardless. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
100%.
You have to have the right game mode too. I think that was a hard point.
Yep.
And people weren't really. They were doing the hard point because when you're on the hard point, the timer of the clock countdown stops.
Yeah.
So it's kind
yep.
of there's a kind of a combination because the game was stopped enough to get points and stop the clock and him allowed to get a lot of kills. And then on the same time, the other team would jump on it too and stop the clock and get kills, but the game wasn't actually progressing
Yeah.
lengthwise time. So you got to kind of have all of the right things come together to help get that 140. But a testament to him, it's a big number to pull in a game.
Oh, 100%, like in any feat. And that's right. Prince has just tuned in. He said, Saucey with the face reveal.
Hello, mate.
But that's right. Like, I've been trying, like, because the reason I've been using the SMGs at the moment and playing a lot of, play hardcore regardless, but I'm trying to get that striker. Unlock the striker. Have you got it?
No, I don't.
Oh, mate.
You have to run through the SMGs to get it?
No, it's, you just gotta get, what is it, 2 kills while sliding in 15 games.
Yeah, right.
So whether that's double kills, I don't know whether it's a double kill while sliding or if it's just get 1 kill, slide, and then slide again. Slide twice and get 2 kills kind of thing.
I'd say that's what it would be.
Yeah, I'm so close. I got 9 out of 15 and that's what I'll be doing definitely after this as well.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, cool. Speaking of which, I want to go through these updates because I need to jet soon.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Let me just transition over.
Season 5. How's my download going? Am I nearly finished? Oh, I have finished.
What?
I'm updated. Season 5, it's ready to go. I'll be.
Jesus, your download speed is tits.
Yeah, it goes alright. Yeah, it has its moments. So that's a pretty cool thing too that's being added this season too with the Ascension wires up the side of the building on those taller ones. Yep.
How good is that?
That'll kind of phase out the campers a little bit more.
A little bit, because I did see in the clip, in the trailer clip for it, is they're gonna have one on the main camper fucking building that sits in the city kind of thing, the main tall building. Yeah.
Yep.
Which is going to be gangster because that's 2 different ways then to come up.
Oh, it's good, man. It is good.
You know,
they'll put it on a few other buildings too. I think all the tall ones and ones that have only one access or 2. Yeah, the stairs and the ascension lift. So it's a bit more dynamic. I like it.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see if they don't list any specific ones. No. And then the new mode, the Mini Royale, kind of feels like
cool.
I don't know what to expect from that. Like,
oh, it'd be pretty cool. I don't know how. Does it say the number there of how many exactly it's going to be?
It just says condenses the size of the players. So I don't know how.
So it might be like it might be 50 or 30 that drop into a smaller map.
Yeah.
I was still on Warzone at Verdansk.
In a smaller circles too, like
yeah, yep.
Which would be interesting to keep that like quick, fast gameplay that you would experience in like hot dropping kind of thing. I think that's what they were mentioning about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then the weapon rotation apparently.
Yep, in the Gulag. In the Gulag, every week the Gulag weapons will change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they'll rotate between 4 sets. Once a week, they'll rotate what weapons you can pick up in the Gulag, what you get, and then the next week it'll change to a different set, and vice versa. I doubt it'll be the same weapon every week at a different one. It'll be its own little class, its own 3 or 4 weapons for one week, 3 or 4 for the next.
Oh, okay.
And rotate it that way.
That's pretty cool. Couple new maps, I believe, for multiplayer.
Yes, we've got 2 new maps for multiplayer and 2 new maps for ground war as well.
Oh yeah.
So they'll be added in, mix it up a little bit. They've done a pretty good job. There's rumours that Oil Rig is a past map from, I think, Black Ops 3 or Advanced Warfare or something. Around that time, I haven't played it, might then remember. But that's an older map that's been rejigged. So yeah, that'll be fun. However, the new one, see if I can find it. What's the other one called? I think that's just a new edition.
Salute Harbour.
That's it.
I think I remember. This is an older map as well because I think I remember playing it on one of the previous versions of Modern Warfare. Of Call of Duty. I don't remember what game it was out of, but I do remember a style of this. But I could be getting my games mixed up because it's either this or it's Battlefield had a similar map, but I don't think it was Battlefield. Do you remember playing on a map similar to this in the trailer? I did see it, and the set out for it, the layout looked very familiar.
Yeah, okay. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited.
I'll have to wait and see what I'll jump on. What else we got?
We've got a couple new game modes for multiplayer. Bare Bones, which is just basically a rotation. Between TDM domination, HQ, hardpoint, and kill confirm.
Oh, I like that.
Nice. No kill streaks, no field upgrades, and no perks in that game mode though.
That's good. That's good for people tuning in who are in the comp that are training. If you guys want to jump into that, it gives you a little bit more of what to expect and get you polish on for the weekend. It's kind of hard training during the week if you're playing normal lobbies with kill streaks and other guns where you're getting killed by shotguns and C4s and things that are banned that we play with on the weekend. So that might be a good little option for you to kind of get a little bit more of a feel for it.
Yeah, definitely. And then, as before we started streaming, you pointed out this one was the Search and Destroy Double Down 12v12 Search and Destroys.
I don't know what to expect for that, man. That could be epic or could be horrible. I don't know.
Be chaotic.
It will be. Will they have to add more time to the rounds? You'd think they would. Obviously, the rounds will last a little bit longer, or do they just keep it as is and just be absolute mayhem? Especially, can you imagine planning the bomb and having 9 people defend it?
Well, that's right. It's going to change the game, like Search and Destroy. It's going to change that heaps because you can just split 6v6 kind of thing. And
it'd be fun to practice. My other question for that is, would it be capped to 6 people in a party? Because I know you can only have 6 people in a party. Even if you go your ground war, you can't have more than a team of 6, or per side. So if can you have a party of 12 now with your boys and do the S&D, or is it still capped at the 6?
Well, maybe you just have to split between 2 parties.
You can, but then how would you get them in the same lobby? On the same side.
That's true. So interesting.
If you could have 12 of your mates on a Search and Destroy, that would be hectic.
Yeah, that's some next level shit. Maybe that's season 4.
Yeah, I doubt they would do it, but they'd be cool if they did. But we'll have to see. But I will definitely be trying that out. That'd be fun. I think a lot of my mates are keen to try it out as well.
Yeah.
I think it'll be really good or terrible.
Terrible. Now, we don't have any previews. They don't have any previews on here of it. But we've got 2 new weapons in Season 5's Battle Pass.
We do, yes.
The ISO SMG, which gets unlocked at Tier 15.
Okay.
Have you heard of that one before?
No, I believe that one's a new edition.
Completely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a newie. Again, submachine guns I kind of steer away from. So as far as in relation to how it compares with other guns, will it be challenging that MP5 for the top dog in the SMG category? I doubt it. If it does, it will be when it first comes in. If there's any changes or if they get a weapon balance wrong, it's usually when they first come into play.
Yep.
And when they do first come into play, they keep their eye on those new guns pretty quickly, or pretty a fair bit at the start. So if they do need to make a change, they'll do it relatively soon if it is OP. But with the Bruin, that when that came in and a few others that they didn't really need a nerfing, they slotted in pretty well for their role that they played. So going off that track record, I think it should be a pretty good addition for the SMGs. Yeah. Finding a lot now that the Uzi's been used a fair bit too. With the current meta, it's crept up as far as pick rate.
100%. Some of those blueprints for the Uzi are ridiculous as well.
Yeah, some pretty cool ones. Yep, they're pretty cool.
And then the other new weapon we're going to have is the AN-94 assault rifle, which you unlock at tier 31.
A Black Ops classic.
Yeah?
Yeah, back in the Black Ops days, when the nostalgia is real. Pretty cool that Infinity Water reached out, or obtained the rights, or given the green light from Treyarch to bring that in. If that's the case, you kind of think that oil rig map could be a Treyarch map as well, because they're usually very different and they don't dabble in cross contamination of their content. They're usually very separate, but they're bringing one in from Black Ops days. Same kind of firing rate too, with the little burst at the start with the initial kick before it then settles down for the fully auto after. But yeah, that's a cool little trait for the AN-94 with that first little burst that can give that power straight up. So if you do come across something that is a fully automatic, providing you can land those bullets at the start, you will kind of have a leg up if you're within its ideal range. You can kind of get yourself a leg up on those. Maybe even challenge the M4 in certain situations, but you would have to be, especially building the gun around more accuracy to keep that initial kick at the start in check.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's what they are there? That's the SMG, and that's the AN.
I believe so. Yep. It looks like it.
That almost looks like the Fennec.
The AN-94 is like a kind of futuristic AK-47 or similar AK-47 lookalike.
Yeah,
I've actually got a screenshot of them here. Actually, I don't know how I can send them to you. See if I can post them.
So we do. Share your screen for a minute there, sir.
Bear with me, people. I'll see if I can get them up. But yeah, it'll be good. I like adding a few guns, new maps, new changes. All that kind of keeps it relevant, keeps it fresh, which is good. It keeps the game a little bit more, gives it a bit more life, a bit more length. Okay, there's one. Send to you. I'll just put that to your chat, Pyro.
In chat?
Yeah, just my personal message to you, my friend.
There we go.
And the ISO. There you go.
Yeah, that looks like a mean thing, man.
Looks a little very, very Vector-esque.
Fucking oath. The Vector and the MP5 had a baby, and that's it. You're just looking at the Vector baby. The Vector. The Vector 5, pretty much.
Yeah, so we'll see how they go. Stats look pretty good, but yeah, obviously the range of the submachine guns aren't the best, but we'll see how it challenges and goes up compared to the MP5.
Yeah, that's right. Mate, I'll be unlocking that tonight. Do I need sleep for work?
The AN-94 I think will be fun to use. I like that. I like the kind of assault rifles or stuff that have a different take on them, just slightly out of meta or something a bit different. Makes it a bit more enjoyable, fun to use.
Yeah, that's right. Now, what else? We got two new players in the Battle Pass as well. What was it? Jim the Ape and Monkey Man?
Jim the Ape?
No. What is his?
This looking bearded. Looks like, what's that guy's name off the A-Team? Oh, it's killing me. That UFC
Mr.
fighter.
T?
No. Rampage Jackson.
Oh.
So is it like him? With his geared up. I like that face mask with the red and the teeth.
Oh yeah, this one?
Seen some still shots. That looks hectic. Not that one. Nope.
This one.
Negative. Keep going. Not there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty
sick,
gangster.
Eh?
That looks pretty gangster.
I like it. It looks mean. Probably cost $3,000 Australian to get it off an operator, but
more likely.
It looks cool nonetheless. And then you obviously got your new blueprints and stuff for your guns too. So
yeah, I'm yet to get any of the tracer packs.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the tracers. I think the nostalgia would wear off. Not the nostalgia, but the novelty would wear off pretty quickly. I feel.
Yeah.
How good does that look? It looks hectic.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Imagine getting executed by that. It'd be horrible. I can't even. Never me done. It's terrifying.
Look at this. This is the install sizes for them all. Jesus Christ. Look at these lucky guys. 33.9 gig.
Oof.
We've got slapped with the 54 gig install.
It's a big one. It is a big one. But I'm all done now, so I'm cheering. Yeah, but I was ready. 4 p.m. Bang, straight on 4 o'clock. It's still taking probably 3.5 hours.
It's taken a little while for me as well.
I believe this is I've heard rumours that this is the last season.
I heard that the other day as well, and because apparently they're bringing a new COD out
every year, new COD, but I don't know if COVID's kind of thrown a spanner in the works in that. If they can add a new season to it,
yeah,
going off their basic, their basic footprint of how they release their games and what they do. You know, but we'd usually be seeing trailers for the new COD by now. We're in August, so it comes out in November.
Well, that's right.
So,
and like,
September.
You know, I wouldn't not expect it because we're going to have our next gen consoles out by about then as well. I believe the Xbox is supposed to be coming out around November, December time, and the PlayStation is supposed to be coming out around Christmas time as well.
Yeah, they'll get them in before 2021, but that's another another side of the flip of the coin. There is that they got to take that into consideration as well, as far as announcing a new games. If they do announce a new game now that comes out before the end of this year, it's obviously going to have to be able to be played on both the PS4, the Xbox One,
and
the new console next year. Whereas if they do wait and they go next year, they can specifically make it just a next gen game, which means they'll probably have more graphic fidelity to play with and potentially a more dazzling game to produce. But
that's right.
I don't know,
because the specs that are getting out on the consoles now are quite amazing kind of thing, especially when you got just nerd out a little bit for a second, especially when you got like UE5 coming out, right? Unreal Engine 5.
Just full disclosure precursor here. This is not my strength as far as the specs are concerned. I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll just nod confidently.
Unreal Engine 5 is a game development environment program that you can make games with inside, right? Now, we've seen a transition kind of thing in the last maybe 2 years since ray tracing come out, right? So now games and game developers, as long as the computer or the hardware has the required hardware and power and performance to do it, light being generated is generated in real time kind of thing. So you're actually getting a true representation of a ceiling light in a dark room actually reflects on what is actually there kind of thing, where prior to ray tracing you're getting pre-baked lights, so those lights won't ever change in the game because they've already been baked when the game was made kind of thing, and they don't change at all. Maybe if they bring out a new update they'll change a little bit, but with ray tracing it's real time, it's dynamic. You get more realistic looking water and shadows and a depth of field of view kind of thing because your lighting in the scene is more realistic. Makes the gameplay a little bit more immersive as well. Especially when you step into the world of VR and stuff like that with ray tracing. It's in the years to come. It's going to be amazing. But with these new consoles, they have more power and can handle a lot more things. So if you were to release a COD now, before the consoles come out, and having had it specified to these consoles, you're almost doing yourself and everyone else a disadvantage in making the console backwards compatible for the COD that you've just released. You might as well release it for compatible with the next gen, but then also have a lower setting where you can have your pre-consoles play them as well, kind of thing. Like throttle the game back.
Would that sacrifice the potential of what they could do if they just went purely next gen?
No, next gen. Nah. Where your sacrifice would be is just making the game to the standards that the current consoles are going. Like if it was me personally, I would make it to what the next gen is going to be able to handle, because they're going to be able to do a lot more things with it and have a lot more detail and more realism within the game environments. And then have a throttle back version of that, which our current consoles can handle. Because otherwise, you bring up it's like trying to enhance a 720p picture by just dragging the corners out. You know what I mean? You just got to pixelate it. You're not getting any depth. You'd rather have a 1080p picture and make it to 720 because you're not losing any resolution, not losing any quality of kind of thing. So it's interesting. Like the trailer for Unreal Engine 5. If you got time, go have a look at it because it's fucking amazing. Like it's certain bits of it, which is. It's not a cinematic trailer. It's an actual level walkthrough of and
cool.
It's kind of crazy.
Unreal Engine 5. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Now, who the fuck is that? Fucking amazing.
Cool.
And yeah, definitely. Like
I do find it odd that we have had no news of a new COD at the moment, and all the talks of it only being 5 seasons. We've legit started that 5 season today, so they usually last about a month and a half, 2 months max, and 2 months from now, September, October, end of October, and then it would be November when a new one would come out. So it kind of lies within finishing on a new COD reveal or new COD coming out, excuse me. So we'll have to see what happens. But, look, this COD for me has been the best COD since, well, my favourite COD is probably debatable for most others, but I liked World at War 2. It's probably my favourite as far as a complete game and balanced. Yeah, but Modern Warfare 2 I probably played the most of back because it's maybe aligned up with my age for coming out of high school and just coming home and smashing the Mountain Dews and the chips and just smashing into late night with all the boys. We had no girlfriends or responsibilities. So that game was good too. But since then, this one is probably the best COD that I've ever played as far as balance, content, customization, maps. They've hit it out of the park, and they've shown that in sales and reviews. It's been a good resurgence from the dead, because I haven't bought COD in the last 3 or Black Ops 2 was the last one I bought.
Yeah, same for me personally as well. Like none of the ones after Black Ops 2 interested me at all, just because it kind of took away from what I was used to. Black Ops 2 I fucking loved. I didn't like Black Ops 1 too much, just normal Black Ops, just because of the I judged it quite harshly on its texturing kind of thing, the graphical appeal of it.
It was a bit weird, A bit cartoonish.
Oh, 100% it was. It hurt my fucking eyes.
I agree. Once you got used to it, it's fun.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, now this is the first one I've actually bought again because, running on walls and fucking hopping through the sky and fucking shit, that don't appeal to me. That's not COD. You know what I mean?
They listened though. They listened and they've done this one, and it's been pretty epic, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It's been really good.
It's been great. Now, we might start to wrap up actually to get you so you can get to your dinner.
Withering away.
Withering away, that's right. Before we do go, not that anyone's really watching, but this is what our game times are looking like on the weekend for Sunday, round 2. There might be some changes to that. It might get pushed back a little bit later. I don't know. I should be home. But there will be domination, and so far it will be on Hackney Yard. I'll post that up on our socials and in our Discord. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see how everyone does this weekend, and
it's like a whole other comp again, man. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'm also excited to see if the teams that were killing it in the search and destroy, if they're maybe just as strong in domination, or maybe we'll see a bit of a drive back from the teams that didn't go so great in search and destroy. They might be better at the domination. So you might see Extended and then Titan, Bot Central. They might make a bit of a play for domination and get some points and get themselves back into contention.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's as you said, it's a whole different game mode. The Simpson with 2 games. That's right. That's right, Big Riz. I'm excited for it. Like, it's a little bit more on the line this season. It's $1,000 across a little bit more people, kind of thing. But it's one big lead up kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Like, we're trying to get it so then by next season or the season after we got a surplus amount of teams, and we're going places, and the teams are going places.
It's a slow build, man. We'll just do it organically. We'll have to upgrade our desk and our backdrops and our clothing, I think, once we get some traction going. But
I need a coffee, maybe even some sponsorships.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a mint.
Mint. Great refreshing taste.
Oh, it clips. So fresh. It's getting cold in here.
That's how you play so cool. But yeah, no, it's like it's good. I appreciate yourself and your team and all the other teams participating in it, and putting up with our technical difficulties at the start, because we always have those.
It's good fun, man. It's good too because there's not a lot of Australian competitions and communities doing this kind of thing. There's a lot of ones in America, a lot of American competitions, but it's hard obviously to sign up and play them, especially when you're accounting your lag and your latency going into those games. So having something a little bit more local is pretty cool. It's a good thing to be a part of. It's good. You've got all the foundation and the branding and everything right, and hopefully people start taking more notice, and like as you said, get those larger teams involved and make something of it. It's good fun.
Yeah, 100%. Just to answer Afroturk's question. So the way that the point system is work for Search and Destroy, which will pretty much work across all the game modes that we're playing. So if you count one game, if you count one game, say, for example, Swamp Simpletons versus Titans, that there is a game. So if you win the game, you come away with the 6 rounds, you win it, that was the 10 points. Now you have 6 matches in that as well. So you get 5 points for each match won.
Each round, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why... So if you won both your games and also walked away with, technically if you won your game, it's 40 points, right? So they had 2 teams on the weekend. That's, again, 80 points because you're getting the 5 per round and you get a 10 for winning the match. And then so they have 2 of them, so 40 per game, I suppose. That will be a little bit different with domination, just as there is no rounds involved in domination. You'll just be getting the 10 points for winning the match. The only difference is some teams will play 3 games on one weekend, and then the opposite team will play 3 games that weekend, and then so on and so forth. But pretty much everyone will get to play 7 games. 7 games across the 3 modes. If that answers your question, AfroTurk. Otherwise, it's in the Discord underneath the general information. Oh, sorry, game information. It's in there underneath the scoring system. If you have any other dramas or anything, just send me a message and we'll be able to. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Because I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this weekend. It keeps me up all the time. It's going to be busy as fuck for me because I got to drive. Because I got my little girl this weekend, so I got to drive her back Sunday. I leave my place at 12 o'clock. Yep. Get to there at 3 o'clock, and then be back by 6:20 to start streaming, and then stream the night away. I went and got some new pre-workouts specifically just for Sunday. I'm gonna be sweating balls.
That's not good for you.
Oh, mate, you'll be right.
Sitting down.
That's right. It should be.
It'll help you. It'll help you move the keyboard and the mouse faster around and see what's going on.
That's right. That will be better. It'll be less staring at containers. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because we don't want that. But yeah, on that note, I think we might wrap it up for today. Let you go have some dinner before you fade away, sir.
Fuck, translucent.
But for everyone that is watching still, so
thousands of you, the
thousands of fans that are out there. If you haven't shared it, I'm going to be real sad. No,
my phone's blown up. I'm getting so many viewers and followers now.
That's right. That's right. If you haven't already, and if you're going to, you can go and follow me on Instagram because that would be nice. But otherwise, follow all the NNGL accounts, and definitely go and give Saucey Saucey a follow in his Twitch account as well. Oh shit, striker. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll be doing this every Wednesday. Just a recap kind of thing of the previous games. We're going to try and highlight some clips, highlight the teams that are doing well for that game, and maybe, play some favorites, go over, team favorites or player favorites, and kind of interact a little bit more, because on the game days we do get pretty single-minded trying to cast, and this is kind of a bit where we can bring everyone in to come and speak some shit and let our hair down a little bit, and get the community involved.
Yeah, it's a good little recap. Yeah, as you said, if you're kind of locked into casting, it's good to kind of step back and analyze what happened and have a chat about it, and just go back and look at the highlights and enjoy some of the cool stuff that people are doing.
Oh, some of the funny stuff, yeah, that's great. And I think we're going to see quite a bit of it in the next 2 game modes, just because it's not going to be one dead and out. You're going to have multiple respawns, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. But yeah, all right, guys. We'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're new here and you haven't been here before, make sure you hit the follow button for us, so then you know when you go live. Yeah, love you all. See you on Sunday for game day. If you actually are a player, all the information will be in the Discord, and that's sweet. That's sweet. Peace out. Thank you. I've been Pyro Teddy. That's been Saucey. And we'll see you on Sunday.